Welcome to Paul's Little Room. I've been doing quite a few videos recently which are less edited, much quicker to produce because I must admit I've not been very well. But besides that, I have a lot of exciting products that I'm testing for review, and each project takes a lot of time to come to fruition. So I'd like to talk a bit about the wonderful manufacturer Hifiman. Now, I'm very lucky that I have been loaned a lot of headphones from Hifiman, and so please accept my thanks, Hifiman. So today I'm going to talk about a underdog. It's a polarizing headphone which I reviewed quite a while ago, and that is the Sundara Closed back. Now the thing is, the reason I'm bringing this out now is because I have modded it myself, and I have discovered this is a very well performing headphone if you tweak it. Okay, so now, in my original review of the Sundara Closed, I said I actually preferred the vocal performance, so vocal aspects in music. I preferred in these to the original Sundara. Now, I don't think that's controversial. I did admit that there was a treble drop-off with a bit of a uneven hump in the mids, which meant that certain music genres came across very differently. And one thing I really loved though were the vocals. Now, I installed the Custom Cans mod kit, which just involved taking off this cup and installing a disc of foam with various holes in it from Custom Cans in here. It was a very easy mod to do. So what it did, it smoothed everything out a little bit in the middle. And Jason from Custom Cans states, if you look at his videos, it's just as much as he could do without doing a drastic change to how these are tuned by Hifiman. What I found is that these were a little bit lacking in information on the periphery, both ends, and information lacking in the upper treble. So what that did is it made these very, I would say, N-shaped in their musical profile. And the problem is some music sounded dull and very... Now the thing is, soundstage wise, you're always going to have limitations with closed back headphones, but I didn't find the Sundara Closed I didn't find them very in your head in their sound. But what I found is it was hazy around the edge, so you had a bit of room. Is a D-shaped kind of image here, but there was a haziness out here. The treble and the bass, there was a haziness, so they lacked definition in those areas, so it made music not very exciting. If you're listening to simple music, simple singer-songwriter music and jazz, they sounded actually very nice, and I complimented them for that. So anyway, so I lived with these for a while with the mod, but I found I wasn't listening to them very often with the pads that they came with the Hifiman tuning. Now, I've received quite a lot of Hifiman headphones. I'm a fan, I've got to admit, and I thought there must be something missing that I can eke out of these. What I've done, first of all, I played around with every single pad I could possibly find to fit on these. So what I did is I pulled apart, I've had a few spare Sundara pads, so I was able to play around with them. So I pulled apart a pair of Sundara pads, got the click mechanism to attach the pads, and I started just putting on some other pads. So these are the Deconi, and these are designed for the Fostec T50RP, that's it, and these are called the Elite Velour. I tried loads of other pads on these, and what I would do is I just stretch the pad over the plastic band with the teeth, a little bit of double-sided tape to seal it, and then I'd connect them here. Have a look on my Mini Ears DSP and see what the frequency response change was, and listen to some music, enjoy some music with them. Now, there was bad and worse and in between. Nothing was really fixing. You know, you can't get detail if there's not detail. So I thought, okay, now what is it that Jason at Custom Cans was not willing to do? And that was to fully remove all of the tuning material from in front of the driver next to the ear. He admitted that that is a very, it's quite an extreme thing to do to a headphone. I tried it, but I didn't take these fully apart. What Jason did is he took the wooden cup off in order to work out how to do his mod with that piece of foam, but he did not fully remove every bit of material. What I did is I got brutal. I took the pad off and I tore out every bit of material in front of the driver, so it was a bare driver. I very carefully made sure there was no material left, because obviously that will interfere with the measurements if you have little bits of string and stuff left over. I cleaned the magnets because the tuning material was glued onto the actual magnet facing the ear. Then I put on my own piece of silk with a filter. First of all, tried these completely with no material at all, with these pads, no material at all, and there are all kinds of peaks. There are a few peaks. Wow, the soundstage, it widened dramatically. All of a sudden, I had that information in the upper and mid treble. I had that information in the mid to low bass. All of a sudden, the world opened up with these headphones. But there was peakiness, there were bumps, there was a sharpness, and really quite a harsh sharpness to certain vocals, which I know a lot of people will not put up with. So what I did then, I don't think you can see if I do that, but there is a 50p piece shaped. That's the felt with a hole in the middle, and wow, it helps filter out some of those painful sharp bumps, but you still get the detail. I like this headphone now. In fact, I'm very impressed with this headphone, and I'm so impressed with this headphone, if I can, I'll try and send this pair to another reviewer, if I can find another reviewer who is unhappy with the conventional Sundara closed back headphones. I want to go, wow, look at this. This is what I did, but I don't think Hifiman would give me permission to sell modded pairs of these. You know, Fostecs have been very, very generous in allowing people to mod their headphones, and this is the T60RP. I like them the way they are, but the T50RP is very kind of legendary for being a very tunable planar headphone. Now I can say you can tune the Sundara Closed. These pads are expensive. These Deconi pads, they cost £50, so they're not cheap. So £150, you think, whoa, wait a second, you're looking at a closed back. Well, why don't I get a FIO FT1? My personal opinion of the FIO FT1, you don't get this build quality of the strap. So the headband which came with those, even with the new modified hinging, pivot. It still feels fragile, but also they're not very exciting. I found there was quite a lot of music which I just I didn't feel excited about when listening to the Fear FT1. I prefer these. Now I've modded these, they're more exciting to me. I sold my Fear FT1s because I prefer the sound of these after I've modded them. So there you go. They sound good with everything. They sound good with singer-songwriter music, with disco, classical music, yes, but I would say, as with all closed-back headphones, you're never going to get a accurate sound stage of the room if it's a very large room where the music is recorded with closed-back headphones. That's a very difficult thing to do. Still way better and much improved on what you got with the original Sundara Closed. So there you go. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'm hoping to send these out to someone if they are another reviewer, and if they can make a video on it, I'd be very appreciative, because I think it's worth it. I think these are worth it. I think it's a very exciting sounding headphone now. So there you go. And I promise my other videos are going to come out soon. I've got a video I'm kind of struggling with at the moment for the Focal Batiste. There's a lot to unwrap with these headphones. It's a complicated review. It's an active noise cancelling headphone. I've got a few views on the tuning, and I'm just taking my time with that one. Okay. So I'm currently testing out these wonderful headphones, the Edition XVs. Please have a look at my quick review of those. I'm going to be doing more, hopefully more extensive comparisons with these lovely headphones soon. And I'm also going to be doing a extensive review of the Ananda Bluetooth, and this is the version 2 with the R2R DAC inside. I actually really love these headphones. They've got a few issues, but they're really, the issues they have are kind of the issues that to do with this headband. None of the functionality is problematic for me. I think these sound absolutely fantastic, and in fact these are my favourite sounding, my favourite tuned large Hifiman headphones to date. I find them even more enjoyable than the Aria Stealth. The Aria Stealth have a wider sound stage. So that's it for now. Goodbye.